Good morning, everyone. Can you see the presentation? Am I audible? Okay. Okay. Yesterday we covered some of the points in the first slide. These points we covered yesterday, and today we have to cover these points. So, first is it is not totally based on training. The whole process extends much beyond training. Okay, so much of it is personal counseling and support. Okay, so basically, as said earlier, entrepreneurship development programs are not just about training or just about discussions and interactions. They except training, they also provide counseling, advisory services. Even some of the SIC units are also invited. SIC units means any company which is not doing well, okay, they're not able to recover from a loss. So such organizations, such enterprises are also helped, and apart from training, these things are also provided. Plus, marketing facility, distribution help, even these EDPs have sort of exhibitions sometimes, in which every entrepreneur who participates in these EDPs can market their goods or bring awareness about their product in the among the customers. Okay, next is environment factor also plays a very crucial role in the success of EDP. Hence, EDP conducting agencies and trainers also cannot develop entrepreneurs. So see, attending an EDP, undergoing a training, all these things are important. All these things are also sort of helpful in creating an entrepreneur, also in helping in the organization or developing traits that help an entrepreneur become or get involved in business. But the surroundings, the circumstances, the environment, basically not just the natural environment, but the social, the cultural environment, the political environment, the legal environment, all these things also are important from the point of view of becoming an entrepreneur. Okay, so as these have said, how as mentioned here, hence EDP conducting agencies and trainers alone cannot develop entrepreneurs. Okay, so collectively we as a country need to become entrepreneurs or need to motivate entrepreneurs. Okay, next, the quantitative craze and emphasis on statistical output have forced manipulations in EDPs. Okay, so the quantitative craze and emphasis on statistical output. Now, what does statistical output mean? Output that helps or results that help via numbers. Okay, we can whenever we collect data, like in MIS we discussed that data is collected and then it is analyzed. So analysis of that data requires statistical tools. Okay, so we statistically analyze or interpret the data. Have forced manipulation in EDPs. So manipulations in EDPs means the earlier structure of EDPs has now changed depending on or as a result of what data has been collected or what the statistics tell us. The impact and quality of the programmer or the EDP matters more than the number. So the number of EDPs or the number of trainers in an EDP does not matter unless and until the quality, the type of content, the experience of the person giving the training is important. Okay, so some years, I think last year we attended an EDP. Me and one of my colleagues, I think you may have heard about her, Bharti Tiwari ma'am. She's also taking some of your classes. So we both are part of the entrepreneurship cell in our college, and we attended this EDP, one of the EDPs. It was organized by an institution named CRISP. Okay, so what they did is they've sent trainers and tried to educate or train entrepreneur teachers or entrepreneur trainers so that they can further train the students. Okay, so what is CRISP? It is an organization in Bhopal, which is the Center for Research and Industrial Staff Performance. Okay, so they basically focus on creation of awareness about entrepreneurship. So there they also invited people from the industry, people from the district industry center, and they interacted with all the participants and made them aware of the schemes, the facilities that are available for the students. Okay, then so the type of programmer or the person who is giving the training is important. Okay, not the number. Then most EDPs are state sponsored. State sponsored means the state government or the central government pays for it. We do not have to pay for these EDPs. It's free of cost. Okay, there's just one mandatory rule that you should be involved in some kind of entrepreneurship, or you want to become an entrepreneur. The EDP's uniqueness lies in an integrated approach which provides instructions, counseling, motivation and all-round facilities. Okay, so every EDP is unique. It is not similar to the previous one. These EDPs have to be changed from time to time. There's no set pattern that what has to be done in an EDP, but people who organize these EDPs, the government organizations who organize these EDPs, usually the government pays for it and outsources it to some private organization or something. They have to make sure that there is an overall development of entrepreneurs. Okay, they have to invite industry people, they have to invite counselors, advisors, financial people, investors, students, people from small scale industries, people who need help in their industry. Okay, so it has to be integrated with different kinds of activities. Okay, there's no set unique set standard pattern for an FDP. It is unique at all levels. Then EDP has emphasis on operational rather than academic training. Okay, so entrepreneurship is more of an activity which practically has to be involved in things, okay, in industries, in business activities, in business practices. Only then can you develop that kind of attitude or that kind of what can we say, that kind of insight inside you, that foresightedness develops with experience or with working actually in that environment. Okay, so it is not something that can be taught just in a classroom or in academics through a syllabus, okay, like we are studying right now. If I do not quote some examples to you like we do in every topic, you will not be able to associate or connect with the topic, with the industry. Okay, so there has to be more of a operational training rather than a academic training. Okay, it does in every EDP there is not just studies or classroom sessions or presentations. No, there are activities, there are industry visits. Okay, last year we also took some of the students to for an industry visit to Richai. Richai is a industrial area in Jabalpur. Okay, so we also took some of the students, I think 100 students we took to Richai, and we do these kind of programs every year so that students can associate, they can learn from the practical experience. Okay, then it is adapted to local needs. So like people who are in Jabalpur, what are the resources that are available here, what are the problems that people in Jabalpur doing business face. Okay, so these things have to be addressed in an EDP. The problems of local people, the needs of local people have to be addressed. Okay, and it yes, Vanshika, it does provide a lot of exposure. So the basic need is that whatever issues are there, like in every city, wherever an EDP is being organized and people from different cities also come and attend these EDPs, every person would have a different sort of a problem. Like somebody from Gujarat would not face the problem of trading because Gujarat is well connected through waterways, through airways, through okay, so every city has different needs. Every person who is in a who's doing business in particular location has to face different kinds of issues. Okay, like we were discussing about Gujarat. So in Gujarat the trading is very helpful. It's well connected through waterways and airways, but a place which is landlocked, maybe say Jabalpur, landlocked means it does not have a harbour. So for us it is difficult for trading huge quantities of products or goods. Okay, and the last point is it is a catalyst for developing industry and economic programs. Okay, so it acts as a catalyst, means sort of initiator for developing industry and economic programs. So economic programs refer to any kind of financial help programs that may be set up, or any kind of schemes that have been launched by the government in order to help the entrepreneurs. Okay, so these were the nature and characteristics of entrepreneurship development programs. Moving on, next we have the need, importance and rationale of EDPs. So need and importance, entrepreneurial development program is the effective ways to develop entrepreneurs which can help accelerate the pace of socio-economic development, balance regional growth, exploitation of local available resources. It can also create meaningful self-employment in EDPs, and EDP equips entrepreneurs and makes them component to anticipate and deal with a variety of problems that any entrepreneur may have to face. It gives confidence to the entrepreneurs to face uncertainties and take profitable risks. It prepares them to deserve and make good use of various forms of assistance. Okay, so basically here in all we have addressed that there are various things in which EDPs help, like accelerating the pace of economic development, which is helping the economy to develop, because business grows, the economy also benefits. Then balanced regional growth, we already discussed about balanced regional growth. Places which are in the interior or backward or rural areas are helped if an industry is set up in these areas, as people living there get employment, the transportation, the communication facility, the water facility, all these improve, and there is a balance built up for regional growth. Then exploitation of locally available resources. So these resources may include like previously in the slide we discussed that there may be a way to harvest the hydroelectricity for some of the industries. It may also be possible for some of them to get good quality of human resource. Okay. Then obviously it does create self-employment. We all know that entrepreneurship is all about self-employment. Okay, so this is what we have just discussed in the previous slides. Nothing exceptional. So EDPs can be beneficial in the following ways. What all? Economic growth, balanced regional development, eliminating poverty and unemployment, optimum use of local resources, solve industrial problems, diffuses social tension. Social tension means if there is an unrest situation, these arise due to unemployment or poverty or some kind of lack of facilities or infrastructure. Okay. So once an industrialization occurs, these problems are solved. Development of backward and tribal areas, successful launching of new units, improves standard of living and fulfillment of dreams. So in all these, is there any point that you do not understand? If yes, please write in the chat box. I'll explain it again. The ability to set up new units. Okay, so basically we are discussing about these points. These are the benefits or the advantages, we can say, which come out of entrepreneurship development programs. Okay, so any other point that you did not understand?